Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Fort Meade Cavalry Museum is proud to present the one and only genuine original Sergeant Puregood's Traveling Medicine Show. Recently returned from a tour before the crowned heads of the Abyssinian regions and known from coast to coast. Here he is, that stellar showman, that fabulous frontiersman, that seeker of truth and dispenser of help, Meade! Howdy, folks! Sergeant Patrick Puregood at your service, and welcome. Welcome to our humble performance and presentation on the wonders of Puregood's perfected pen. And to assist me in demonstrating the amazing properties of this life-imbibing tonic, let me introduce to you that belle of the West, that sharpshooter extraordinaire, that paragon of virtue and clean living, Soapsuds Sal.
Yes, folks, I credit Sergeant Puregood for all that I am. Why? For my very life. Before its discovery, I was barely able to rise each morning. I was groggy, cross-eyed, and had a case of halitosis so bad it could wilt a prairie rose at 20 paces. But just a whiff of this wondrous elixir brings all the bodily humors into alignment, gives a spring to your step, a glint to your eye, and restores the vigor of a bygone youth.
Bing! Yes, if our panacea can do this for one of God's beautiful plant creations, a mid-quiescent biennial, imagine what it can do for you. Madam, if we got a deal for you, an investment with surefire return. That consider model is just what you need. Have you got some cash to burn?
Got an itch, got a scratch, got a pain in your side.
Were you bit by something in the dirt?
What we've got here may not help a bit.
But what the heck, it sure could hurt. But what the heck, it sure could hurt.
Mister, have I got a deal for you? Chance to regain your youth. You'll be singing and dancing like you did before, just to sip and that's the truth.
Now you might think that this here's a fraud,
A shame, a fake, or worse.
but we're protected cause there's no guarantee.
All you guys is here silly verse.
All you got is this here silly verse. So come, put it to the test. Your goods is the best. Put your heart at rest. It's a taste of what your body craves.
Color enhanced and dehydrated.
So come and share the wealth. Drink to your health. Take the hand you're dealt before you end up in the grave. Puregood's perfected panacea is the #1 color-enhanced, dehydrated water on the market today.
Mister, have I got a deal for you? And I swear by Bethlehem star. Just give it a try, and you'll agree. This here's the best by far.
This here's the best by far. So come, put it to the test. Your goods is the best. Put your heart at rest. It's a taste of what your body craves.
100% all natural ingredients.
So come and share the wealth. Drink to your health. Take the hand you're dealt before you end up in the grave. Based on a secret and efficacious formula, Puregood's perfected panacea is good for what ails you. And now, mister, I see that you've got some sense. Why, you're a cut above the rest. So don't let life be a matter of fate. Take a stand, be among the best. Let Puregoods help you pass the test.
So, folks, you may be wondering, just how did the sergeant come up with this astounding discovery?
Indeed. How did this phantasmagoric physic come into my possession? Well, that, dear friends, is a tale that is fraught with peril, and it takes place upon the vast, unexplored plains of the American West. I was on patrol one day when that most dreaded of meteorological monstrosities descended upon me.
A blizzard, a blinding wall of swirling surging snow. The sergeant had no choice but to go where the wind drove him until he collapsed and waited to be buried. An unmarked and lonely grave.
But beneficent Providence smiled upon me, and I was discovered by a nomadic band of mythological Shimera natives, and it is by their ministrations that I stand before you today.
Upon leaving the sergeant, they gave him a flask of this precious liquid, which the miracle of science has allowed us to duplicate, dehydrate, and share it with suffering humanity. Sergeant, what seems to be the problem?
Sal, I'm not really sure here, but I seem to be unraveling. Folks, one moment here, I seem to got me a little hitch in my get along. One second here. Oh, there it is. We'll get this all straightened out here now. Just one shake of lamb's tail. Here we go. And get that all. One second, folks. There we go. There we are. Let's go and get it all done now. Folks, let this be a reminder to you to brush and floss daily. One second. Now, folks, if you don't want to be caught unawares, then what you need is Puregood's perfected panacea. Why, just one dose has been known to make the lame to see and the blind to walk. So remember that name, Puregood's perfected panacea.
Hey, Sarge, how about I take your picture?
My picture?
Yeah, I got me here the latest and instantaneous high-definition portraiture. Guaranteed to bring out your dazzling personality.
Yes, Sal, that'll be a right fine idea. Why, it would be something that I could send home to my ma to show what I made of myself. But, how much do they cost?
Well, the first one is 10. The second one is 5. And the third one's free.
Well, that's fine. I'll take me that there third one.
Now, Sarge, you know that's not how it works. But tell you what, I'll give you this one so I can get some practice.
Hey, that's a great idea, Sal. Imagine, I am going to get me my very own genuine portraiture.
That's right. Now, take a seat.
Don't mind if I do.
Wait a minute, what do you think you're doing?
You told me to take a seat.
I meant sit down in the chair.
Yeah, I'm going to get me a portraiture to send to my mom, and she's going to take. Isn't that nice of her? Why, she's waving at me. Hey, Sal, good to see you. Always a pleasure to work with.
What on earth do you think you're doing?
Well, you was waving at me.
Now, if you don't stop this foolishness, we will never get your picture taken. Now, sit down. Ready? 1, 2.
Oh, doggies, I found me one! Woohoo!
Found you what?
A pin with the head on the wrong end. You know, Miss Jan down at Weiner's Cafe, she has promised me a fresh rutabaga pie when I find me 1,000 pins with the head on the wrong end, and I done found me 998.
Are you ready now?
I'll go sit back down. So you can take my portraiture. Yeah, here we go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
Would you believe it? Look, yes, this is it's my lucky day. See, have you ever seen a pin with the head on the wrong end? It kind of looks like that. Well, I'm going to get me a rutabaga pie. When they come out of the oven, there's nothing finer than steam.
Excuse me, Sarge.
Huh?
May we do this now?
Excuse me, she wants to. I'll be right back. don't you go away there, honey. I'll remember you, yeah. I'm gonna take a seat here. There we go. I'm ready.
Okay then. Something wrong, Sarge?
Yeah. I think I found me another pin with the head on the wrong end.
Okay then. Are you ready now?
Yeah.
Okay then. You see that fly back there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just keep your eye on him.
I can't do it.
Can't do what?
I can't keep my eye on that fly.
For heaven's sake, why not?
'Cause he swallowed it.
Now that's enough of this foolishness. If you don't sit down and get your picture taken.
You know, Sal, I just been funning you. Here, to show there's no hard feelings, why don't you sit yourself down and I will take your picture.
Well, okay.
All right. Go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. All right. There you go.
That don't look like me.
Well, I say it does.
Don't.
Does.
Don't.
Does.
Well, if this looks like me, then this looks like you.
Folks, if you don't want to end up looking like a jackass, well then what you need is Puregood's perfected panacea. Now, in a new and dehydrated form. Excuse me, this tool kind of gets in my way. You know, it is so powerful that many times our product does not even need to be taken internally.
That's right. Why, like right here, we have a letter of testimonial from Miss Bertha May Bilgewater of Lost Springs, Wyoming. And she writes, Dear Sergeant Puregood, I can't begin to thank you for the difference your fine part has made in my life. From dandruff to tenderizing a tough steak, nothing equals Puregood's panacea. Often in the morning, I will simply hold the bottle to my head, and as the sun's rays shine through, they mingle with your amazing tonic and give me renewed energy and purpose. Why, just yesterday, I cut 3 cords of firewood, branded the cattle herd, and acted as midwife for my neighbor, and still had time to bake a prize-winning apple pie. Your devoted follower, Bertha May.
You know, Sal, it's letters like that that keep us going. And our dear friend Bertha May hinted at just one of the many wonders of Puregood's panacea. It is not only a healthful tonic, but it has 101 uses around the house.
Here is a money-saving tip for you. Have you ever had to waste a good cup of coffee simply because you were too rushed to finish it? With Puregood's perfected panacea, you will never have to do that again.
Well, that's right, Sal. Because the color-enhanced properties of our panacea can actually reverse the brewing process.
Through this action that we've termed worming, the coffee will be mountain-grown fresh the next day.
And we would like to thank our dear friend Thurgood Ravenscroft of Deer Lick, Wisconsin for sharing this helpful hint with us. So thank you, Thurgood, wherever you are.
Sarge, I think some of the fine folk are having a hard time believing their eyes. Is there anything you could do to help them?
You know, Sal, that just might be. Folks, I want you to stay right where you are. We're going to give all of you a little test. Compliments of Puregood's optometric department. So I need all of you to cover your left eye and read along from the top of the chart. I am for you, S-I-M, S-I-M. G, I want to be for you forever.
URXTCSURSUR. I intend to be for you forever. IMINU.
Switch eyes.
URIN2.
As easy to see. BB. UNICI2IOIN for you.
SIM.
UNILB is one for FR and FR and FR. You've done it. Well, let's try that once more. This time from a little further back. I am for you. SIM. G, I want to be for you forever.
URXTCSURSUR. I intend to be for you forever.
IMINU.
URIN2.
As easy to see. BB. UNICI2IOIN for you. SIM. UNILB is one for FR and FR and FR. I am for you. SIM. UNILB is one for FR.
So now, folks, if you are tired of seeing life as it is and want to see life as it should be, then Puregood's Perfected Panacea is just what you need. It allows you to see life in its full, vibrant spectrum.
We'd like to take a moment here now to talk to you about Puregood's Panacea and just exactly what is color-enhanced water. Now, but before we do that, we would like to apologize to you because we understand that some of you did have some issues with the liquefied version of our product early on. Now, what we found out was that most of those problems were caused by consumer error and improper storage of our product. You see, what we discovered was that people, after they had opened up their bottle, they would then try to store it in a metal container, and the electrically charged properties of the water would then cause it would cause it to stick inside the can. It's not going to come out of there. But we do believe that with our new dehydrated version of the product, we have overcome that particular issue. And as further protection, we have added a new guarantee to our product. So if you are dissatisfied with our product at any time, you may return the unused portion to the nomadic mythological Shimmer natives, and they will return to you the unused portion of your money. But one of the issues we found was caused by the surface tension that is inherent in color-enhanced water. Now, to demonstrate that, I'd like to do a little experiment for you. Now, this is the very same experiment that many of you probably did back in science class at school. So we're going to take some of our liquid here. Then we're going to take some blotting paper. We're going to get that a little wet so it's going to stick a little better around the edges. And then, you see, what's going to happen is a combination of the surface tension of the liquid plus the air pressure on the outside of the glass pressing up. It's going to hold that paper there and hold the liquid inside the glass. But you see, with color-enhanced water, you don't even need the piece of paper there. The water's just going to hang right in there. Unless, of course, you act upon it with an outside force, as that great scientist Sir Isaac Newton told us in his laws of motion. Now, I'm sure you can quote that for me if you really wanted to. But so what we're going to do is we're going to add some solar energy here to the water, and that's going to warm it up some. And as we do that, the water molecules are going to run around faster and faster inside the glass. And eventually they will reach a speed Now, which they will be able to overcome even the incredible surface tension of color-enhanced water, and then it all comes pouring out. Now, but just what is color-enhanced water? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. You see, right here, we have a diagram of an unenhanced water molecule. Now, as you can see, it's got these 4 colors that are distributed throughout its structure, and those 4 colors do correspond with the 4 colors that are in the outer rings and at the heart of a rainbow. Now, when you see the rainbow up in the sky, it looks like that, right? It's got that bow shape. But in reality, rainbows always form a complete circle. And it's that circular shape that is the key to the surface tension of color-enhanced water. Now, those 4 colors, now I see we have a doctor here, so doctor, you will correct me if I'm wrong here, but those colors also correspond to the 4 bodily humors. So we got the yellow, that corresponds with phlegm. We got the red, that corresponds with blood. We got the green, it corresponds with the bile. And we got the purple stuff here. But when all 4 of the bodily humors are in balance, it results in a high degree of health and vitality to the human body. Now, we achieve this by color enhancing the water so that each molecule then attach itself directly to the part of the body where it is going to be most efficacious. So if you were to go over here to the market and get yourself a bottle of water right now, it would be cold. It would be refreshing. But this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a bottle of water, and those colors, they're just running every which way inside that bottle. But when you get color-enhanced water, you get a bottle of water that looks like this. Now we did discover another issue with that water, and that is if Sal, could you come out here a moment and hold this chart for me? That problem is that if that bottle of water gets laid on its side for any length of time, well, then these colors are all going to band back together. They'll get back in that circular shape. And as you can see from this diagram, once that were to happen, then it's really hard for that water to come out of the bottle. See, it's just kind of stuck up there. Oh! But you can't break it loose with an outside force, as you just saw. Now, sometimes even shaking the bottle a little bit, that will disrupt the molecular structure and allow it to flow freely for a period of time. Now, when you see rainbows up in the sky, they're beautiful. It's part of God's creation. But rainbows are caused by a number of factors. See, we got the wind. It beats against those water molecules, and it causes the colors in the molecules to kind of separate out. You got gravity that pulls down, and that makes the heavier colors settle to the bottom, the lighter colors rise to the top. And then, of course, you got the light, and the electricity and the heat solidifies those colors into their separate color bands. So now, we're going to try a little experiment here too. We're going to take some of our panacea and we're going to apply a carefully controlled amount of heat to the panacea. And as we do that, it wasn't supposed to do this, so but a carefully controlled amount of heat. And it's going to cause our water then to separate into its 4 component parts. So as you can see, it separates into the yellow, into the red, the green, and some of the purple stuff. Now, you notice the rainbows, they don't last forever. Eventually, those colors are reabsorbed by the molecule and the rainbow fades away. Well, in a similar manner, our panacea is inherently unstable when it's in its separated form like this. And so that when it is given a chance, it will recombine back into its clear and colorless state. So folks, I hope this all has helped you to understand a little bit more about color-enhanced water. And I'd like to thank all of you very much for your kind attention.
So folks, if you're feeling a bit cloudy, try Puregood's Perfected Panacea. A teaspoon a day keeps the blues at bay. Sarge, what was it like riding it with the cavalry?
You know, Sal, when I was out riding with the cavalry upon the vast, unexplored plains of the American West, I saw many a thing that would fill a man with awe and wonder. When I was living among those nomadic, mythological Shimmerer natives, they showed me things that could not be explained. Sometimes, things that would make your blood run cold. But to tell you the truth, Sal, never in all my long days in the saddle did I ever encounter anything like what I saw the other night. As I was out one evening on Columbus Avenue, all the sushi bars were shuttered, dark cantinas too. I stood there in the darkness as an empty cab rolled by, when all at once I heard the sound of yuppies in the sky. Now the herd came down Columbus as far as I could see. All the men were wearing polo and the women wore esprit. And each yuppie had a Walkman, and as each one passed me by, I saw their sad expressions, and I heard their mournful cry. Condos for sale, condos to buy, hippies in the sky. Each one was wearing running shoes upon the ghostly deck, and each one had a cotton sweater wrapped around the neck. And they all held out their credit cards, tried in vain to buy.
Not a store was open
To the yuppies in the sky. Condos for sale, condos to buy, the yuppies in the sky.
Now I saw them in commercials, sailing boat and playing ball, pouring beer for one another, crying,
Why not have it all?
I saw their ghostly progress as the wind around me blew, till I felt the urge to purchase a BMW.
Condos for sale, condos to buy, yuppies in the sky. All the salad bars were empty.
All the quiche Lorraine was gone.
I heard those yuppies crying as they vanished in the dawn, calling brand names to each other as they faded from my view.
We'll be networking forever down Columbus Avenue.
Those minivans out, condos for sale, condos to buy, hippies in the sky. Condos for sale, for sale, condos to buy. Yuppies in the sky. Yes, Sal, I just noticed that your holster's empty. Why did someone steal your six-shooter?
No. I keep it locked away for safekeeping.
Oh, go on, see. Oh, there it is, folks. Yeah, this is right
See?
there. Oh, Sal, let's be careful where you point that shooting iron of yours.
Shucks, Sarge, it ain't loaded. See?
So, you just gonna stand there all night? Are you gonna show these fine folk what you can do with that thing?
Now that I know it's loaded, I do have something to show you. Let me go get it ready.
Folks, Soapsuds Sal is a living testimonial to none other than Puregood's perfected panacea. Made from roots, herbs, buds, barks, berries, and the blossoms of tropical flowers, it is a rediscovered elixir, a concentrated, pulverized, dehydrated blessing to mankind. For young or old man or beast, why old maids cry for it, and children love it. It's for colds, bunions, chilblains, for blackheads, whiteheads, redheads, and dumbheads, for aunts, uncles, cockroaches, and other household pests. For neuralgia, kidney, stomach, and liver problems. Why, it makes hens lay more eggs, cows give more milk, and butterflies more butter. Why, it is the expellent of pain, the panacea of all ills, the enemy of misery. It is the maker of joy, health, wealth, and happiness. Why, when we were down in Louisville, Kentucky, the residents of that fair city found out about the merits of our elixir and insisted that we stay in their town for 30 days. And at the end of that time, we were escorted to the city limits by some of their finest law enforcement officials. But for singers, for orators, for singers and public speakers, it instantly relieves all throat irritations.
Sarge, I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, Soapsuds Sal, using skills handed down to her by her great-grandmother Anna Oakley, and enhanced by the efficacies of Puregood's perfected panacea, will now attempt one of the most dangerous feats ever performed on this or any other stage: split a bullet in half. Sal, are you ready?
Ready. 1, 2.
Sal, 1 second here. I don't think we're going to be splitting no bullets like this. That's going to work better there. All right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
1, 2. Wait a minute, that's just not going to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sal has detected a flaw in the equipment, and she is going to attempt to rectify it using skills that she learned surviving in the wilderness. Sal, are you about ready?
Ready.
All right.
1.
And just 1 second here. It's not that I don't trust you, Sal, but I'm not going far, folks. You can stay right there. It won't take me long. Just 1 moment here. Because every now and then, a man feels like he needs a little bit more protection. All right. I am ready.
1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another proof of the powers of Puregood's perfected panacea. Let's give Sal another round of applause.
home here in Sturgis. Did you know this town got its start right in the middle of 1878?
Well, that's right, Sal. And we are here now to pay tribute to those twin communities of Sturgis and Fort Meade, South Dakota.
We're celebrating their 140th anniversary.
And in their honor, we have prepared for you the unofficial Sturgis anthem.
Set to the tune of a possibly recognizable TV theme song.
And so with thanks to our dear friend, that fabulous one guy, Gordy Pratt, we give you the unofficial Sturgis anthem. Sturgis, South Dakota, Sturgis, yeehaw, South Dakota. No traffic jams on the interstate.
No drive-by shootings here.
Oh, and we know people were from Sturgis, South Dakota.
Tell by the look on their face they don't know where South Dakota is.
But South Dakota could be the 39th or the 40th state of the Union. Sturgis, South Dakota.
How far south is south of North Dakota?
Way down south we say because we don't know where North Dakota is.
North of Texas, west of Maine, south of Canada.
North of, west of Maine?
South of Canada.
Sturgis. It's not the end of the earth, but you can see it from there.
That's about it for tonight, folks.
So friends, before we bid you adieu, we'd like to give you that old traditional cavalry farewell. May your horse never stumble. May you ride in the cool of the day.
May the water in your canteen be sweet by your side.
And till the good Lord calls you home, may evening find you safe round the fire with friends. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. You know, if you would like to get your very own bottle of color-enhanced dehydrated water, Soapsuds Sal and I will be here at opposite ends of the stage to assist you in that transaction. And tonight, all the proceeds from the sale will go to benefit the old Fort Meade Cavalry Museum. So, all right, folks, don't be afraid to come up and purchase, but do feel sorry for those who do not have the bravery and foresight to do the same. That's right. Sal, I'll take some of those. Thank you very much. Right over here, Sal. You got your very own bottle, color enhanced and dehydrated. Guaranteed to have no harmful active ingredients. That's right. Nobody's moving, Sal. You know, if you come up or have a special offer for tonight, you come up for me at $3, you get your bottle. You will also get a genuine spent cartridge from the revolver of Soapsuds Sal. That pertains to the first two people up to buy. That's right. Right here, come up to the front. We'd like to say hi to you, folks. Thank you very much for coming.